everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, I'm Autumn Renee. I'm a 23-year-old single foster parent, and I make videos about motherhood and foster care and all things in between. So I had a commenter ask me about my first 48 hours as a foster parent, and I was going to film that video, but then when I really started thinking about it, it really needed to be more like the first 2 weeks of placement, because it has been a little bit of a crazy ride, guys, let me tell you. So for those of you who don't know, if you didn't watch my previous video and hear about how I got my little guy and all of that, I will go ahead and recap that real quick. So a few weeks ago, I got a call for a 7-month-old little boy. They told me why he had come into care, any information that they had on him. It was very, very little. And I said yes. And then they told me I would hear from someone. And so I hung up, immediately tried to get everything ready, clean my house and all that. And 4 hours later, I still had not heard anything. Got a little bit worried that maybe they had put him somewhere else or taken him somewhere else. And then finally I got a call from the investigator saying that he was ready and that he was going to bring him by. And I said, great. And 30 minutes later, I met my little man. So he is precious and sweet and has been such a good and easy baby. He's definitely been a very easy first placement, so that's good. The investigator stayed for about 30 minutes, filled out some just initial paperwork. I had to sign a few things, saying that I got him and all of that. Gave me some paperwork and then left, and it was just me and my little man. I haven't had too many people in and out of my house since I got him. I've had my worker came by, the attorney came by, I had a CASA worker come by through the course of the last few weeks. But really I haven't had too many, so it's been nice. I've really just got to be me and him and get into our little flow. So that has been a pleasantly surprised. There hasn't been too much paperwork or anything either. I feel like most of that was done on the front end. I will say you do have quite a few doctor visits, and of course setting up childcare and stuff like that was definitely the biggest struggle. And for my little man, they had a really hard time getting some of his information. Things like his social security number, immunization records, that kind of thing, sometimes take a while to get in foster care. And that was a little bit frustrating because I couldn't sign him up for childcare or anything like that until they had it. And then on top of that, he came to me sick, so he wouldn't be able to attend childcare anyway. And me being a single parent who works away from home, I did not have the option to stay home with him for more than a few days. So that was a little bit stressful, having to rush around and find someone who was eligible to watch him. In my county, you have to meet some certain requirements to be able to watch my little guy. So it was a little bit of a struggle there, but we figured it out and it was all right. So just definitely expect that if you are doing this as a single person or even not, that things like that will happen where they won't be able to get all the information that you need, or they may come to you very sick. My little guy had to go to the doctor like 3 times in the first 4 days I had him. And then there's follow-up visits. I have to have, in my area, you have to have another doctor's appointment in the first 30 days and a dentist appointment, all kinds of stuff. So lots of appointments and initial things you have to get done. So I will say the first few weeks are a little bit nuts. And definitely take advantage of the time you do have just to be at home and bonding with the baby or child that you do have. The first few days, I really focused a lot on just making eye contact and speaking to him, and I wore him and held him and cuddled him a lot. And when I was feeding him and everything, just was really trying to give him my full attention so that he could make that connection and know that I was here for him. And that seemed to work really well. I feel like he bonded to me and I bonded to him pretty quickly. I was surprised. I wasn't sure how I would feel, meeting a baby you've never met before. I wasn't sure if I'd have that instant connection or if it'd be more oh, I'm more just babysitting. I wasn't sure how I'd feel. And I will say the first day or two, it was kind of it's oh, you're so sweet, but you don't feel like mine. But then I will say after about the 3rd day, it was no, you feel like mine, you're mine. So sometimes it takes a couple of days to really get that bonded, connected feeling. But for me, it did come after a few days, but I know for different people, it comes quicker in different placements. So that's basically how my first few days and first few weeks went. Definitely were some challenges doing this as a single person, I will say, but definitely not something that can't be overcome, and so worth it. He has been such a joy to have, guys. I can't even tell you how much peace and confidence I'm feeling doing this now. I just feel very fulfilled, I guess, knowing that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So I hope this video is helpful for those of you who are thinking about doing this or wondering what it's going to be like getting your first placements. If you have any specific questions about the things that happen in the first few days or weeks, let me know in the comments below. I would love to answer them and help you guys out. That's why I have this channel, is to help encourage and educate other people like me, or even not like me, to do fostering, because there is such a need for it. Thank you guys so much for watching. It really means a lot to me, and keep in touch for some new videos. I'm putting them out as fast as I can, I promise. Alright, thanks guys. I'll talk to you next time.